Well, I figure I better jump into this thing before more than just a few seconds goes by, because I figure, well, that's happened. Oh well, that's what editing is for, because all of this is very raw. Like I am. I am very raw as well. So, my life is, I wouldn't call it unmanageable, but it's unmanageable. So I'm gonna start off by dating this video verbally. Alright. Fool me once, shame on you. It's a George W. quote. Fool me twice, well, you ain't gonna fool me again. You already fooled me once. Although I do believe that it did fool me twice. I can do it to the steering wheel. I don't give any cares. So today let's ground ourselves. So according to your federal government, it is Saturday, August 14th, 900 hours, approximately. I am like the distant car alarm in the parking lot. I feel something similar within me. And that feeling, alert, danger, Will Robinson. Run! It's not safe. I'm parked in front of the baby consignment store, and one of my ladies is in there. She's rushing about. It's cute. My makeup took like 10 minutes this morning. I mean, I didn't time it, but pretty sure. Which is good. That means I'm finally in that balance where I can understand the benefits and the message socially that makeup sends without internalizing it and becoming skewed and obsessive with it. So that's good. But in retrospect, if I hadn't, probably wouldn't have the skill set just in the back of the consciousness there to just be able to be like, I choose this. Because it took a long time and a lot of messing around to figure this out. Same thing with my hair. Like, my haircut went through some funny looking stages with bangs. But, I mean, like, not like they're doing anything spectacular these days. Sometimes I look pretty, like, nerdy bowl haircut. Like, it doesn't work every day. But, you know, every day I am handed this person, this body, this meat suit. And, I don't know that the I that says I each day can really honestly relate to some of the I's that are, you know, within me, because I have such a broad spectrum. I can feel very low, and I can feel very so and that's another thing that's developed more recently. I'm just saying this as if I was gonna segue from another thought which was non-existent, but anyways, I have this paranoia that has been, I don't want to say it's been creeping up, because I feel like I connected the dots here. Now, because I know the way Robert is when I speak with him, I know for a fact that it's going to go in a defensive, it's not gonna be real stuff. Like, it's all gonna be moves. He communicates as tactic. It's maddening. It's maddening to a soul that's wide open, trying to do its best. What? What are you saying? What are you saying? So I think that the dots that were connected are the fact that Robert had started smoking cigarettes. Once, I was like, hey, you do you, I'm doing me, I need to do this. Oh my God. Like, instantly I felt that energy that he had on me release, and I felt better. He could just look at me and be like, what are you doing? What do you want to do? Right? And then something changed. I'm sure it's libido related. And he was having a nice streak, and usually those all end the same. But once I drew that line in my heart and I had to tell him, I knew for a fact that there was ever gonna be anything that I was gonna be willing to do that could feel like cheating on Mike. It's just the only way I'm gonna find peace. So that ship sailed so hard. It was the Titanic. That boat ain't coming back. So now that he's picked up the smoking, because I don't know what his thought process was, and I'm not even gonna try to guess, because everybody's gotta have an escape and whatever. So, and I am definitely not one to judge. We'll delve into that if we haven't already, but it's all gonna circle back. Ooh, the heat just came out. That's interesting. Just felt it. Let's roll this window up. I like my privacy anyways. I feel like even when I'm talking like this, they can hear me. So when the smoking started, I didn't know, but communicating with him was becoming extremely difficult. But the gaming systems had entered the equation, which, like, dude, I wrote up a contract because of this exact fact. And so I'm not really surprised that demon guy is back. And the cigarettes make sense, because that's the same thing. But I can't talk to this person because everything is negative, everything is defensive, everything is accusational. Every single day he asks me if I'm on drugs, or if I have secrets, or if there's something I need to admit. And the only thing I can say is there is a huge secret, but it is in my heart. And you already know it. You've known it 100 other times, which is kind of just like telling him, like, dude, that crazy girl who you met, who was hearing voices, who said, God said to do this, and I totally love him, though, forever and ever. Would never do this unless God told me. That girl is still right here. So, what was I saying? Something about, oh yeah, this feeling. So this feeling of confusion, not able to find my center, not able to anchor. Just want to run away. I don't need shoes. I don't need anything. I just need to get away from the thing that is creating the because, okay, I used to have these episodes of you know, the panic's got me, except for I would check out. I don't know exactly how it goes, but I guess kind of reverted, you know, me good, you bad. I don't know. I don't remember those times. Or maybe it was just no. Because that was a very popular song during my panic attack. Still a classic. No. So, the containment of said not being able to connect to reality anymore or remember events. By the way, Mike is the very, very first thing I ever remembered seeing during my moment. I don't know what to call it. My episode, I guess. His face was lit up red by the stoplight, and he containing these reeling it in. So, containing the panic. It's taken a lot of effort and practice, and now I know what aggravates it and what doesn't, and I need to pick my battles. And it was really hard to look in the mirror, because, you know, my mom my mom said to me more than once growing up that I love to play the victim. You know what? Oh my God, I can't help it. He'll be just terrible to me, and I know. And to look in the mirror and say, I did everything right. And they chose to do something very wrong. They were wrong, and I was right. That's really hard for me. Also, parenting. This is kind of a side note, but I feel like I have to say it. With Mike, because they were my kids, but I never felt like, I don't know, just, he always felt like dad to me, but I didn't know any other, you know, it wasn't, it just was all there ever was. And so, with him, I was like, oh my God, he let the baby fall off the bed. Bad, it was bad. And I scream, get me this very specific ice pack. It was his mom's, her favorite. But it's a soft compress that's made to go straight on the skin, and it's a gel inside, and it's very flexible, very soft. Grab it, get it now. And I fold it up, and I'm putting it on his head. And she's squawking, it's mine, it's mine. Here, take a bag of frozen peas with it. Paper towel over it. Anyways, I don't know what my end game was with going off on that rant. I think I need to stay focused here. My point is when I come at Robert, I have to understand that I can't come at him all the way open. I can't come at him soul showing. I shouldn't tell him every single thing I think, especially all my inspired thoughts, because that's ammunition. So, okay, and here's another thing to throw out on the table. Forget continuity. I'm just going to go for this. So, he is gaming now, right? We're just letting that thing out of the fucking whatever. So that's happening. Now, He's been smoking. Who knows what else? Don't care what else. I am not going to be the solution to any of the things that are in his life as far as like wife. And then he tried to say that I was his wife, kind of like in a half joke. And then he said something yesterday when I was nursing the baby about like, you know what I would have said if we were still together. And I was like, yeah, but you're not going to say that now, you know? Like... And so living in his backyard, family tradition, in a trailer, though much lovelier of an idea than being in the van, still has some major problems. First and foremost is they are not willing to do anything about the bathroom situation. So I'm going to have to, like, outhouse style make it into the house to use the restroom. You know, because out the trailer, down the back, by the sheds, around the back of the house. Then you can either go, there's different routes, but this is I guess the shortest. Through the patio, into the garage, into the kitchen, through the dining room, take a bend to the living room, and then you're at the bathroom. Full tour of the house practically. So yeah, gonna be peeing in cups still, basically, and being talked down to about it. Why are you doing that? Why would you do that? I have pissed on your floor, people, and no, I did not do that great of a job wiping it up. You know why? Because of that crap. Because you talk to me like that, like, so preventable. No. If it was, it would have. Nobody chooses to piss all over themselves. But thanks for that. Anyways, I'm living in hell. They know all my buttons. They know all my songs. And I have to keep reminding myself constantly, not my circus, not my monkeys. Not my circus, not my monkeys, but I do have a couple monkeys. And back to the thing with the kids, you know, with Mike, I could say, like, hey, that's not a good choice. And he would be like, yeah, it is. And I'd be like, why? And he'd be like, because of this. And I'd be like, I don't agree, but I trust you. We'll move forward. Or whatever it was. Like, we just freaking talked. Like, I don't remember him being like, you can't explain why, then the answer is just no. If you can't just make my brain understand why a kid needs to do that, then no. Then just no. Just because I don't want to, because if you can't do it, can you do it? Use your words. Fuck you. Those are my words. Because none of the things that he was saying were really actually what he wants. What he wants is poke, 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 poke. Ooh, I think that one almost got her to yell. Poke. That's all it is. It's not he doesn't really need to understand whatever the fuck it is for reeling that in. Couple slipped and that one came out all full force like it freaking belonged there. And those things are not welcome. Integrity. So, this thing called integrity, which I am freaking determined to harness and hone as if it was some sort of freaking magic spell. But the fact of the matter is if your brain is programmed one way, to program it in a different way, depending on which way that is, can be very difficult. If not entirely impossible without certain interventions beyond your ability, because you don't know what you don't know. So, knowing that I don't know, and pretty sure that the diagnosis system that I am existing in is absolutely 100% totally wrong. Because I hear voices. Yeah. We all agree that that's a thing for me? Okay, cool. And then the lifelong, like since I was a little bitty tight. You know, just talking to them in Spanish, whatever. So, my adult brain has other adult brain witnesses with enough circumstances that I know that my stuff, not every single thing, not all the time, I don't even know if it's most, but I know there is a lot of some hardcore evidence stuff where it's like, yeah, no, that's beyond me. Like, case in point, I find the church through so many miracles. It's amazing. I would be here all day if I went into that. But, you know, it's like, what was I saying? Sorry, I saw this lady coming up to her vehicle. It totally threw me off. So my whole thought was about I mean, it'll come out because it's what's happening. That's the whole point, is trying to be 100% genuine in this, you know? So, the medical system I exist in is absolutely impossible to be correct, because I know the church is true. And I don't mean like, yeah, I think it might be like, oh shit. Like, did you know? Like, what does that mean for us now? Like, what? It's intense. Like, when you believe, and like you believe, and that's real. And it's so easy to forget too. And be like, well, yeah, I know, but since nobody else is acting like it, whatever. This is a great recipe for disaster, by the way. I'm the pudding of that proof, or whatever, the proof of that pudding, or something. So yeah, basically, if I know the church is true, and I go to a medical doctor, and I start talking about spirits and voices and visions, you know what they're gonna say to me? Medicine. Medicine until you say it's gone. Well, but, that's not the way that's supposed to work. At least not according to them. Sorry, I'm getting way too loud for having a phone conversation here. So, the voices didn't really say that. They are confined to a singularness now, because whenever I get a stray thought, idea, impression, or other information, I try to, almost every single time, go, dear Heavenly Father, I just experienced, felt, or thought this, responded, or felt, or thought in response this. Do you have any feedback on that for me? And I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Yeah. And that's it. That's the recipe. You know? Enough people on this planet believe, and it is true. I don't even understand how, but I do know that it is, because it's so crazy, pizza. Anyways, can't go to a doctor and talk about my church. I actually tried going to a therapist once and saying, okay, so I was listening to The Prophet, and they were like, oh, what are you talking about? Like Moses? I was like, no, like today. And I don't know what I sounded like to that person, but I do know that when I was describing the actual real life events of our prophet, someone overhearing us said, are you talking about the plot for Doctor Strange? No. The real guy. Loved that moment. That's a feather in my cap, because I was making that association from day one. But anyway, yeah, so it was a little difficult to get through the therapy session, because I was like, yeah, no, Prophet, dude, yes, I do need to be listening to him. Can we move forward? And it was like, no, we cannot, because you do not share the same foundational structure for viewing reality. That's a thing. So I just went to the bishop last Sunday. I said, hey, I need counseling. I'm gonna have to see him tomorrow, which means today that's it. Like any vape, weed, I don't know, lighter, even though I have incense, like, you don't need a lighter that's got, like, I didn't even do that to that lighter. I don't know who, no, maybe I did. Anyways, it's all burnt with marijuana snuffs. So it's just all just, done. Because last Sunday I sat there and I said, I'm done before I see you again, right? Actually, I said before Freya starts school. But Freya starts school Wednesday. It's a few days away, and I need to go through withdrawal. So, that's it today. Today's day 0. Oh yeah, that's right. That leads us to the fun. The fun. Okay, so the fun is the fact that tomorrow is day 1, which means I'm going to start my documentary thing, which I've been trying to do for so long. Like, I didn't even know what to do until this morning. I was up for days, just racked with torment, harrowed up, crying out to the Lord in supplication and prayer throughout the night. Till eventually, I was released from my torment, and I was given inspiration. And so basically I need to set up a Kickstarter. This is so just for me, like, I can't imagine saying it. But anyways, let's not say what we're not going to say and say what we're saying when we're trying to say it. Let's just say it. I think that the Kickstarter thing, I need to research it, and y'all don't need to hear all that. But I don't even know what I need. Maybe I'm already doing it. Maybe I have all I need. It's been within you all along, Jedi. So if I can just use the Force and continue doing this, and then I will have enough to put together a movie on my own. I mean, I don't know that it's gonna be the best quality for, like, viewing, but as long as it's I don't know, maybe it'll be I don't fart, but I know that if I connect to what does, then fabulous can happen. Because it ain't me, baby. Never for a second was it. Every time I shined and I sparkled and I felt more than I was. You know, I was just thinking 2 beautiful thoughts. Let's see if I can get them both in. First one was that, nope, it's already floating away. It was something about Mike. Bye, beautiful thought, whatever you were. Do I still have the second beautiful thought? Yes. I have never in my entire life. Oh, okay, so this documentary, okay, today's day 0. I vow to create 52 minutes. It's the minimum. There can be more. It's, you know, whatever. I'm not going to halt that process. But 52 minutes a day for a whole year. That's how I know this is going to make a movie, because there's no way. There's no way. Or a movie or a whatever. I'm making whatever this is now, but I'm saying it. The story is always happening within me. I've never gone an entire year of my existence without seeing a miracle. So if I record 52 minutes of something every single day, I don't know what's going to happen. I do know I will capture a miracle. multiple, but I know a big one because there's always a big one. So, 365 days, 52 minutes of what? It's me trying to change. It is, where am I going to be at the end of this 365 days? Not just because I am recording 52 minutes of content every single day, or at least that's the goal. That doesn't mean that my final product is going to be an epic. It's going to be enough data and it's gonna be the ingredients to make the pie. So today is day 0. Tomorrow is day 1, and I'm also doing the 90 and 90. So that's gonna be 90 meetings in 90 days. And today I was invited to a meeting, failed because right as I was about to log in, baby woke up. He didn't go back to sleep. Changing diaper, fussing food, enter Robert. Never logged into the Zoom meeting, which is super sad. But I think it's every single morning at 7 a.m., which means I can just make that a reg. Because that sounds totally legit. Like, if I set it up right, I could have that going in my ear while he's still sleeping. And if I get it in my routine, it'll be so, you know. But yeah. So those are the, oops. No, whatever. So yeah, that's what it's about. It's about getting from point A to point B. Like, what's going to change? Right now, everything is a mess, inside and outside. Well, let's not say that. I've been so much worse. But now, it's another catalytic moment. It's the next divorce. It's the, I contacted the Hanson branch, and it's like, I had to because Thad, like, dude, nothing trumps Thad. Like, that's one of those miracles that you can, like, you could strap me to a torture chair and be like, there's just nothing, I could even, well, maybe, I mean, the brain can totally be messed up with some psychological warfare. But what I'm saying is I totally don't think that beyond extreme measures, I would ever on my own independently be able to slough that off to something other than a straight up verifiable miracle for me, which is, I didn't know his grandfather. He hadn't even proposed yet. Mike says, my grandfather died. You want to go to Utah with me? His funeral? I said, yeah, sounds great. He says, all right. So, I think he proposed before we actually left. But before we left, I had a dream. The dream had his grandfather. His grandfather was wearing what I thought was a suit for like a fancy restaurant's waiter. And I thought that the green cloth thing, about yay big, was like a cloth napkin, like a restaurant. Nope, those were sacred, ceremonial temple garments that I had zero prior knowledge of. Like, beyond zero. Less than zero. Like, nothing on that scale of whatever the Mormon church was. It was just nothing. I knew nothing. I knew the boys on the bicycles and the movie Orgasmo and a Book of Mormon that sat on a nightstand at someone's house with one of the letters scribbled out, so it said the Book of Mormon. And I saw these outfits. Well, I mean, I had a little bit more than that. I had done the missionary lessons, and I think by that time I had just gotten baptized. But this was all just weeks, you know. It was like, oh, hey, the church is a thing? Cool. Hey, I had a vision. Hey, you guys, what was it? They were like, oh, you were taught the lessons. I was like, what are you talking about? And then they pulled out flashcards and matched my drawings. I'm like, yeah, that's not what I expected. So, of course, my baby almost dies. They come to the hospital. They give him a blessing. He gets healed miraculously. Can't help it. I gotta say it because it happened. The doctor was so mad. He's like, I don't want you to think a miracle happened today. It totally did. But, I know the church is true. Why am I talking about the church so much? Well, 36 minutes, that's not enough, and I still have so much to say. But because they are unpacking my baby store, I can't help but be distracted. I don't want to go look at all this stuff. So I'm just going to stop, and hopefully this story gets completed within the next year. So, bye.